would you look at that? It's Necro Monday. Just because this is being released on a Tuesday doesn't mean that I didn't record it on a Monday. You don't know that it's not the right day. Through the magic of editing, I can make it any day I want. Okay, but it is Tuesday. But I was busy yesterday, alright? I was recording Adapted Ridiculous. I had things to do. I had stuff what had to be done, and it is not my fault. I will not take responsibility. That is the motto that I have just in general. So, what have we got? We've got the heretical Tech-Priest Biologis Hermiatus returns to Hive Secundus. Or does he? I don't know why I did that. I've just noticed it looks absolutely terrible behind me. I need to sort out the little hobby area. That's bad. Anyway, so, we know about the Malstrain, a twisted brood of tormented gene stealers, horribly mutated by genetic experiments and the reality-distorting weapons that were unleashed on Hive Secundus in a futile effort to wipe out the infestation. Unlike many gene stealer cults, the Malstrain was not formed by a cunning vanguard organism that made its way to Necromunda aboard some derelict spacehawk or echoing cargo vessel. Instead, it was the result of sheer human hubris, blame that we can firmly place at the feet of one Tech-Priest Biologis Hermiatus. I mean, I'm going to pronounce his name different every time. Deal with it. After his increasingly deranged experiments went wrong, and the gene stealer he had brought to Necromunda got loose, the hive around him rapidly fell to anarchy and sedition. Once the Tech-Priest's crimes were uncovered, he was captured and purged by the Inquisition. But an echo of Hermiatus lives on, captured in the Gestalt psychic consciousness of the Malstrain. Is it Gestalt or Gestalt? Which one is it? I'm trying to remember what they said in the Legion episode of Red Dwarf as to which way round that is pronounced, and that's my only source for that information. I could go to Wikipedia, I could go to Google, but no, I'm going to base it entirely on that episode, which means watching that episode of Red Dwarf again. So I will be back in like 25 minutes, and then we'll take a look at the model, I guess.
For God's sake, if you want a job doing properly, do it yourself.
Good episode, that. I like it. It's a good episode. Anyway, here we have the man himself, sort of, kind of, not really, the kind of memory of Tech-Priest Biologis Hermiatus. What is happening here? Alright, look, just give me a sec. So we've got tentacles out of the face. We have multiple arms. Definite gene stealer arm going on one side there. So on first glance, it's like, oh, it's a Tech-Priest. It's a slightly gnarly looking Tech-Priest, even by the standards of Tech-Priest, but it's more gnarly than it should be. It is more gnarly than it should be. It's fantastic, by the way. It's incredible. I'm loving his little pet gene stealer, who is also wearing a red robe. That's a fantastic detail. But if you look at things like the cables, there's some fleshy growths there. Some gross fleshy growths covering some of the cable work. That's not right. That's really creepy. The face, generally speaking, might have tentacles coming out of it. It's not totally, like, out of the realm of possibility for Tech-Priests to have tentacle faces, but they tend to be mechanical tentacles. Those are not mechanical. Those are just full-on Cthulhu-esque nonsense coming out of his face, right? I mean, it looks great. Like, it really, really does. This is really fun. This is a fun sculpt. I was going to say there's just the right amount of weird, but there isn't. There's more weird than there should be, which, I mean, by itself is a positive thing in my view. We do still have a bunch of mechanical enhancements going on. Like, the lenses instead of eyes look super creepy. Then we've got additional lenses off to the side of the head. The robe is way more tattered, I feel like, than you normally see on a Tech-Priest. And the fact that there is a pet gene stealer going on, I mean, something is bad wrong. Let's just have a quick scroll down and see what is happening here. So, as if cursed by some cosmic irony, the entity known as Hermiatus the Second Son is the creation of the Malstrain Patriarch, a genetic memory dredged up and given form over and over again. Sorry, over and again? That doesn't seem like that was a correct... I mean, that's probably over and again. I mean, I guess you could kind of get away with that. I feel like an over's missing. Anyway, also referred to as Hermiatus Reborn, son of the Malstrain, or the Hermophage Magos. Solid title there. This accursed being carries on the work of the true Hermiatus, continuing to tinker with gene stealer DNA in an attempt to spread the infection. Okay, that's quality. So this is effectively the memory of the Tech-Priest that caused the Malstrain virus. It's being brought up and like regurgitated, reincarnated over and over again. Every time it dies, the Malstrain Patriarch kind of brings it back, or at least the whole like Malstrain Gene Stealer group kind of wills it back into being or remembers it back into being, at which point it continues working on the Malstrain virus that is already mangling everything. That's really cool. Like, that just flat out is really cool. That's a great idea. I feel like it hits all the right notes for this specific odd little corner of Tyrannid stuff. And the model itself, it's got a nice little edge of body horror to it. It's not like excessively kind of body horror-esque, but you have got those horrible like cable sleeves made of skin. The fact that the arms aren't quite right but are nearly right. You've got a very, very Tech-Priest head, but all the tentacles like spilling out of it is really rough. Plus there is something going on under the robe, I just realised. So you got the red of the cloak of the robe itself, very traditional, very Tech-Priest. But then it looks like almost, is it armour or is it flesh that is being held in place by straps? It's kind of difficult to work out what's happening there. Either way, whichever way it is, it looks kind of unnerving for whatever reason. I'm assuming as well, if this keeps being brought back, right? If this keeps being brought back and keeps working on the virus, does the virus just keep getting worse? Like, is the Malstrain evolving, but not by itself? It's actively being pushed to evolve by not the creature that created it, but a gestalt memory of that creature that keeps being brought into physical existence by the memories of the things that the virus has mutated. My brain hurts. My brain hurts. I think I'm about to develop some sort of nosebleed. That sounds right? Right? I mean, it doesn't sound right because I said it, but I think that might be what's actually happening. I really like this. I really like it. It's really cool. It's creepy. It's weird. It's weird in all the best ways. It's weird in all the ways that the Gene Stealers are weird. It's weird in all the ways that, Tech-Priests are weird, but all sort of mashed together in one little lump of, ooh, I don't like that. Except I do like it. I do like it. I like models where I look at them and go, don't like that. Because it makes me feel like they shouldn't exist, which is a good way to feel when you look at something this weird, right? So although he's afforded an unusual amount of autonomy by the Malstrain Patriarch to continue his research, Hermiatus also fills the role of a more traditional Gene Stealer Corpse Magus, providing tutelage to his creations and ushering them across the ash wastes. You know what, this is one of those rare instances, I feel like the model looks even better than the art. I mean, the art already looks good, right? The art already looks good, but the model's class. I do like how, I know unsanctioned Psyker is an actual thing, I think it's a rules thing in it, it's like a proper classification. I do like the idea that it has to be pointed out that he is unsanctioned. Alright? Just in case you were wondering, the Imperium not on board with this. They're not on board with it. They don't like it. They don't think he should be a Psyker. He's unsanctioned, alright? So he can extend the will of the Patriarch even beyond the Underhells, ensuring that the Malstrain spreads far and wide. Rumours abound about the true purpose behind the Second Son's research, but some have floated the chilling idea that he is attempting to find a cure to their broken biology, or twist it even further. And once again, cast in Forge World resin. We're specifying Forge World. The fact that you don't really get anything if you search for Forge World doesn't mean anything. It's still Forge World, alright? It lives on, kind of, sort of, in the form of Warhammer articles, but not really as a brand, unless you do get something that has it stamped on it. Still, get very confusing, very confusing. Anyway, look, that is a great model. I absolutely love that. It looks fantastic. They are continuing to absolutely bang out solid models for Hive Secundus. They're doing a great job. An absolutely great job. So there you go. Let me know what you think of that, lad, in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all of the stuff, all of it, literally everything on the screen. Click all of it. Find some way to click it all at once. See what happens. It could be magical or it could be a disaster. We won't know until you do it. Report back with the results. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.